Hello there, welcome back to Blue Healing. I'm sorry for being like 5 or 10 minutes late. Right now I'm going to clear my water and then we're going to get started with the reading. Um, First of all, let me say this right now with my chest. I attempted to do this reading 4 times, right? And Spirit has been bombarding me with messages back to back. Now, my whole thing is, why are they making it so hard to comprehend? And I'm joking. Regardless, I've gotten a lot of messages, more so for the Divine Feminine Collective. Now, Divine Femininity is just an energy and it's part of everything, of whole consciousness, same as Divine Masculine energy. Today I'm going to be doing a Divine Feminine reading, mainly because they've been telling me to do that this entire week. So yeah, as I said, I attempted it 4 times, but the 4 times there was a lot of interference, so I had to clear that out. And I did last night. So yeah, we're gonna get started. And yeah, now I bought 2 new Oracle decks, so we're gonna have fun with those. I bought the Divine Feminine deck, right? For, Divine Feminine readings. Kind of redundant, I know, but there it is. And I bought the Cards of Archetypes, right? It's cute, isn't it? I love Oracle decks. Okay, let me stop fangirling, but yeah. Now, I got a few messages. These are just like the tip of the iceberg, right? First of all, the name for this reading, and they said it loud and clear, is Who's God and Who Isn't? A clear dichotomy, if you will. Not only that, but they gave me around 6 messages, particularly or specifically for today, right? They said, orchestrate, music, singing, throat chakra. Now, maybe some of you guys are musicians. Maybe some of you are musicians, but you've been having like a hard time actually, getting known or they're saying exposed or having more exposure towards a particular public. You may be wanting to reach a particular audience and you haven't yet. That is because your throat chakra is getting tampered with. I was also getting my throat chakra tampered with. Now, in order to kind of beat that or, fix it or heal it, if you will, there's various methods. But I think the first one would be to set boundaries. Second of all, drink a lot of ginger tea. Third of all, envision like a blue light on your throat chakra every day. Fourth of all, do not, what are you saying, Spirit? Do not force yourself to sing if that particular day is not for singing and you know it. Maybe some of you, they're saying vocal cords. Maybe some of you, they're saying sprung. I don't know what that means because I'm not a musician. But if you like sing or you're an artist and you sing too much or you're forcing yourself to sing when you know you're not supposed to, it's actually causing a problem there, like a health problem. So I wouldn't do that. Second message is said, seeing the future. Now, a lot of you may actually been, with all of these transits, especially with the moon transits, a lot of us, including myself, I've noticed a couple weird things that have been going on. First of all, the whole timeline shift. A lot of people have been jumping or quantum leaping timelines. Like you may feel like it's October, but to you maybe it's February. And if you feel like that, it's because you're constantly quantum leaping, regardless if you're aware of it or not. Also, with seeing the future, a lot of you, the third eye is open. And because it's open, you may be seeing things that you don't particularly enjoy. Regardless, though, that's your gift. You may not be comfortable with it, but that's your gift. So you need to use it. Also, they said, the more they watch, the less they see. And they gave me a visual with this one. And basically they did like a zoom in type of thing. Sometimes when like you take a camera and you're trying to take a picture of something, and the more you zoom in, the more blurry it gets and like you can't see anything. You can't even, they're saying distinguish it. You can't even distinguish what it is exactly. That's exactly what's going on, but through the eyes of karmics. So karmic principalities right now in this very moment are completely blind. They do not see the way. They're showing me a boat in turbulent waters or a very dark sea. Kind of Pirate the Caribbean type of thing. So yeah. They're also saying, as I said, zoom in and it's blurry. And they also gave me the word mirror. Now, if your mirror is dirty, you better clean that. Let's not be dirty, first of all. Second of all, you may have felt like you don't recognize yourself in the mirror, or that your eyes look different than usual, and that's maybe because you're under spell work. If you look different or you feel off, like you just don't really fit in your body, they're saying, or like you look in the mirror and you don't really recognize yourself, is because you may be under black magic. And I can attest to that, because this past week, whenever I looked at myself in the mirror, I felt off, like I didn't like myself, and that hasn't happened in a while, like I'm gonna say a good 3 years. So when that started, I'm like, there's something weird here. Now mind you, the eye thing, if your eyes are getting like really yellow or like really red, it may be black magic. If not, if on the contrary they're getting like really shiny or like the color is changing, it's because you're going through a DNA upgrade, right? So you need to use discernment for that. I was under black magic. I cleaned it last night. It's not fun, but here we are. They also gave me beehive and queen. Now a lot of you, including myself, we're going to be stepping into more of like a queen energy, and leaving behind, they're saying, this princess fantasy. So illusions are breaking down, concepts, especially if they're antiquated, are completely shuttering down. Like, that's just a fact. It's going to happen regardless whether you want to or not. So if you're trying to restrict that, or if you're trying to, they're saying, slow down or halter your change or transformation, you're going to get a tower moment, and you do not want that. So if I were you, I would step into it wholeheartedly, regardless if they're saying if you're scared or not. They also gave me chiropractor, alignment, and tension. A lot of you may be having physical tension. And this physical tension, if you remember, the aura has 7 layers, right? So for something to affect you at a physical level, it has to penetrate 7 layers of the auric field. That's a lot, first of all. And it always starts as a psychism or a psychic attack. So a lot of you may have been under psychic attack for so long, I'm hearing 3 years, that it has finally penetrated, and it may be actually causing some physical symptoms. So if it's causing physical symptoms, not only do you need to go to a chiropractor in order for them to align you, they're going to align you physically, right? Remember, you have multiple bodies. So, I mean, you have to treat them all. They're saying do a full treatment. Don't just focus on the physical, because the physical was actually the last manifestation of it. The first one was spiritual. So you need to fix it spiritually. Something to do with chakras, and they're giving me the number 33, which is co-creating with God, is the number of Jesus Christ. So maybe you need to actually do something there. So yeah. Last but certainly not least, they gave me judgment. It is judgment season. If you feel some type of way about that, is probably because you've done some fucked up shit. If you don't feel any type of way, it's because you know that you're riding the wave, not the wall. So yeah. We're going to get started. Now, from the Divine Feminine deck, I actually pulled the card of Kali. Right? I'm gonna let me try and really show you who this is, because look at her holding a head, a severe head, right? Kali is actually the mother of the universe. Here it says, and this is the affirmation that you need to use. Sorry if there's noise in the background. It says, I completely liberate myself from everything that does not serve me. It is now time to be who I really am. So basically, illusions are breaking down, and we're stepping into our Kali energy. If you feel kind of, because she is kind of intimidating, I ain't gonna hold you, but she's very powerful, and she's very high vibrational. People mistake like aggressiveness or assertiveness or using anger as a fuel as a bad thing. Sometimes no, sometimes you need your shadow aspect, and that's what my spirit guides were telling me yesterday. They really told me to shut up, sit down, and like look at my shadow self. Wasn't really fun, but here we are. Now, to give you a little bit of, info on Kali in case you don't know, here's the description. Who is she? Now, this is in Spanish, so if I stumble and tremble or whatever the hell, do not laugh at me. I'm just translating full speed, right? Now, Kali is the personification or the call of attention that is definitive in order for us to be coherent with what we have come here to do. So basically, focus. Now, this Hindu goddess is actually the most... it's not vicious. Is it vicious? No. Let's just say vicious. Is Now, this Hindu goddess is the most vicious form of the divine feminine and also the most mysterious. She's actually the one that gives life or brings an end to all things. Her name actually comes from a Sanskrit word which is in reference to a plenitude of time. Why do I have a feeling that this has something to do with past? They're giving me past, but I don't know what that means. Okay. The first mention of Kali actually appears in the Divi Mahatmyam of the 6th century. In this book, it tells us that the god Durga was actually threatened by 2 demons. Oh, we're definitely going to get into demons, girl. Kali actually surged from the anger. Oh, and what's it called when you like frown? That's what it is. And the frowned forehead of the goddess, and actually killed all of the demons with ease. This is why she's usually represented by holding a head, a severed head of a demon, which actually represents ego, false beliefs, and illusions. Ooh, these are broken, girl. Now, her aspect is actually kind of morbid, but regardless, she's actually considered very effective. She's somewhat like a mother that's desperate because she does not want her children to suffer any sort of pain, to the point of actually snatching them from their path that they're following in order to reduce them and therefore create liberty. Her iconography usually is shown or characterized by her being on top of a naked body, which is actually the Hindu god Shiva. He's actually her consort, and they both represent the power that is at our reach if we actually honor our masculine part just as we honor our feminine part, which is in our interior. Kali is both feminine and masculine, and she's here to teach us which one we're actually lacking in. Yeah, be within us and outside. She's actually the divine protector and the mother of the universe, because she's actually capable of discerning between illusions and also making us comprehend the reality that our soul has come here to manifest. Now, if your heart has chosen this card, Kali is very subtle, is extremely subtle. She appears not only to liberate us from anything that does not serve us any longer. In theory, this actually sounds good. However, in the practice, we may feel like we are getting our rug pulled from under our feet. All illusions, especially about ourselves, and also of our capabilities, suddenly dissolve right under us. Now, when Kali intervenes out of nowhere, it is very easy to fall into victimism and actually believe that things are happening to us rather than for us. Kali does not want us to lose not even one more second in being someone that we are not. She does not want us to be with someone that doesn't treat us with respect and love that we need in order to make our divine labor easier, which we're destined to do. Now, Kali also wants us to cut any type of cords regarding our ego, which has actually grown roots of fear and also of false beliefs that we actually do not any longer need or desired. She wants us to become terrifyingly real. She wants us to be conscious that we're not here in order to be complacent towards others, but also to be really proud of ourselves. We are here to listen to our unique call of our own soul. Now, the apparition of Kali is actually the signal that we have entered something called the Kairos, which is actually the time of the soul. Once we have desprended of any type of ego in order to reveal our soul, maybe we may feel like we're literally raw, like raw meat, and often with a broken heart. But in the profundity, Kali actually provides extreme love and also extreme truth about ourselves. she's actually given us the opportunity to choose again, to start again, and this time from a state of ginormous wisdom and fatality, our vulnerability. Kali actually permits us to begin again, and actually stemming from a essential truth about who we are. Now, the meditation or affirmation you may use is, what disappears from my life now that it is not needed? Intention: I completely free myself from everything that does not serve any purpose. It is now time to be who I really am. Damn, that was powerful. So basically, if you've been feeling really aggressive, really ignorant, a lot of negative emotions, it's like being in the eye of the storm. You need to go through that. You have to go through that in order to comprehend the ladder, or where you're going now, moving forward, right? So I also pulled the cards of the archetypes because, as we said, the title of this one is going to be Who's God and Who Isn't. As I said, illusions are completely breaking down. We're basically, as I heard one reader say one time, and I loved that she said it, was the wheat is separated from the chaff, and that's just how it has to be, and it's always been like that, and it will forever be like that, So the 3 cards that I pulled of the archetypes, guess what they are? First of all, the warrior, right? This is giving me like 5 of Wands energy, right? Now these cards, the cool thing about these cards is that they have both the illuminated side and also the karmic side, or the inverted aspect, We also have the destructor, a tower moment, as I said. And last but certainly not least, we have the exorcism or the exorcist. Giving me ancestral vibes, but we're going to get there. Now, with the warrior, the luminous aspect or the high vibrational side of it would be fatality, capability, discipline, and heroism, stoicism, and the capacity to sacrifice in order to beat the ego, which is what our main goal is, right? Now, on the flip side, if you're using this in an erroneous manner, what you're actually doing is completely rejecting your ethic principles in order to get victory regardless of pricing. Indifference towards the suffering that we may inflict upon other people. So that's the karmic aspect of it, right? So karmics, for example, when they cause chaos and they cause mayhem and they cause destruction, they don't feel any type of way. And that's because they're actually coming from a place of trauma. Not only trauma, but the dark side of this. They're constantly in need to be in chaos in order to have some sort of excuse to fight. But they're only fighting themselves. They don't actually want to fight their own ego and sacrifice what they have to do in order to beat it. They rather fight with someone else. So it's kind of stupid, but no one teaches them, Now with the destruction, the luminous aspect is leaving behind anything that may be potentially destructive, preparing ourselves for a new life. Now, I've been getting this message for the last, I'm going to say, a good 6 months. And every time Spirit says it, I'm like, but when though? And I think it's now. Not me asking for 6 months. And they're like, oh, well, now. So are you ready or are you not? But well, whatever. Now, this is actually more of like a discerning energy. So, for example, if you know that, for example, you get really violent when you drink, it's cutting drinking out. Or, for example, if you know that eating at 11 p.m., causes some sort of issue in your stomach, and then you wake up really angry and your whole day is just the same thing every time, it's actually changing that pattern. It's saying, you know what, it's destructing my sleep, it's destructing my sleep schedule, it's destructing my happiness, so I'm no longer doing that, regardless of any other opinions or circumstances. Now, the sombrious or the dark aspect of it is being drunk with the power of destruction. Also destruction of dreams and the potential of others. Now, for example, when you don't avoid destruction or self-destruction, let me clarify that. Often what you do after is because you're so full of entities and you're so coded with entities and you've taken oaths lifetime through lifetime to the point where you can't even discern anymore. You can't. And so all you do is try and recruit people to do the same as you so you don't feel alone doing karmic things. because all karmics run in groups. You see a group of people that's kind of mentally ill and they're literally karmics. There's no other way about it. And they always try and attack one individual. And that's because that one individual does not want to lower their vibration to join into karmic fuckery. And they feel some type of way because they're like, how dare you not be auto-destructive just like me? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. How do you not hate yourself? But here we are. Now with the Exorcist, the luminous aspect, completely liberating yourself and others from destructive impulses. So for example, liberating yourself from addictions, karmic contracts, oaths, votes of the heart, spiritual spouses, karmic principalities, contracts that no longer serve you, cording, programs from past lives, doing actual shadow work, because that's the shadow work. Seeing everything that's fucked up about you and then actually doing something about it. Unlike a karmic, which they see what's fucked up, if they're lucky, and then they choose to ignore it. Or they use it as an excuse to continue doing the same thing, Now, the sombrious aspect or the dark aspect is fear. Did I not just say this? Fear of actually fear of actually going against your own demons. A lot of karmics, you're going to hear the same thing over and over and over and over again of, oh my days, you did this, you did that, and like it's the same thing over and over, and that's because they're only doing half the shadow work. Like, yes, one thing is analyzing, and another thing is actually doing the work, So yeah, we're gonna get into it, and I think I'm gonna put some healing messages in the end, okay? So, could you clarify warrior? The star. Oh yeah. Okay. This may be an ancestral thing, right? For example, if you come from a shamanic or like a particular bloodline, being a spiritual warrior may actually just be in your blood and you can't do anything about it. Yeah, with the devil, you're here to completely heal just karmic energies. Not only heal it, but also transmute it and transform it. And this is through discipline, and it's a sacrifice to the ego too, Because once you acknowledge it and then you decide to heal it, you've already eliminated it. And it's very hard for it to manifest once again, unless you live in the same environment that made you sick in the first place, right? Could you give me more on warrior? Once you've healed the shadow side of you, and you've seen and you've gone through, let's just say, the gutter or the dark night of the soul, I mean, the only reward that you get is complete independence and freedom. They're saying liberation from the constant need of fighting, fighting against yourself, basically. With the Six of Swords, yeah, you're being guided to step into hermit mode. That's what they told me last night. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Could you give me more on warrior? Oh, thank you. That was a weird shuffle, wasn't it? With the world, yeah. Yeah. Now, hear me out. You may not be quite done with it. And that's simply because there may be some sort of interference. When I say interference, it could be from other people. It could be from entities. It could be self-sabotage. And so we need to look at that too. That's also an aspect. We all possess 4 main archetypes. And one of them is actually sabotaging. It's self-sabotage, self-destruction. All humans possess it. We all come with that same program. And however, it's there for us to learn to discern, to use discernment. Not only in the physical realm, but mainly in the spiritual realm. When you're in your priestess energy, and when you really stop, sit down, and really look at the duality, the dichotomy, the two opposite paths, and you analyze them, then is when you can actually think, oh, should I resist? Or should I go with the ego? Or should I just move on? Should I leave everything behind and start again? A lot of you have already started again a couple times, including myself. I've been really low, like really bad. And it's very easy to just destroy yourself. It's actually way easier to destroy yourself, in my opinion, than heal yourself. It's so easy. All you have to do is drink a lot, not give a fuck about you or anyone else, and then just die. It's very simple. It's really just like 3 steps, really. Healing, however, oh God, healing has multiple paths. There's so many paths to healing. Not only so many paths to healing, there's so much profundity with healing. Like it's a never-ending thing, you know, and you do it lifetime through lifetime through lifetime, and it's like, what the hell? How am I not healed completely yet? You know? So yeah, could you give me more on this, please? Yeah, right now, especially if you're going through like karmic fuckery, or you're wanting to really just they're saying explode. This has been a long time coming too. You have to use your discernment. Not only your discernment, but use that destructive energy for the good. You know, instead of like auto-destroying yourself, try and see what it is exactly that's actually causing that need to auto-destruct yourself, and destroy that instead. Destroy the program, not yourself, you know? Yeah, it's been a long time coming. And also, the universe is very aware that the type of work that you're doing, yes, it may not be visible, but it's valid. Not only is it valid, it's literally healing generational trauma. The more you heal, you're healing 7 generations forward and 7 generations back. This is not easy work. So when karmics come out the blue, trying to fight against it, trying to comprehend something that they don't have enough knowledge to comprehend, it doesn't work. And you can't destroy something that's literally destined. It's divinely guided. It's something that not everyone has. So the more you go against it, the easier you're going to make it for that person to heal, because you're literally showing them, you know? Could you give me more on the Empress? A lot of divine feminines, a lot of divine feminines have actually gone through the ringer. Like, they've had to fight for I'm hearing a couple years. With the Fool card and the Queen of Swords, this is bringing so much clarity. Not only clarity, the minute that you decide, okay, I'm done with this battle. Like, I'm over it. Like, I'm not trying to battle anymore. I'm done with it. I do not want it. I am blocking it from my life. I do not give a fuck anymore. That's exactly when the new cycle will start. Not only the new cycle, but also that's when your abundance will come in. Definitely. Could you clarify the Destructor, please? 5 of Swords. Yeah, karmic fuckery once again. That's the difference. That's the difference, because a divine person will destroy something in order to create something new, while karmics will destroy something and can't create anything new. How are you going to pull something out and then not fill that space with something that actually works? That makes sense. Not confusion, you know? And so that's what you need to look at. You also need to start preparing yourselves for that actual union. A lot of people are like, I want to be in union. I want this. I want abundance. I want that. Then you're going to have to prepare for it, because it's going to be quite big, really. And with the 10 of Pentacles showing the Tree of Life, you've done a deep healing. Like deep, like straight up something that no one else in the family has probably done or managed to do yet. With the Wheel of Fortune, it was actually destined. It was a divine contract. You chose to do that. And with the Hierophant, the only one that actually has that sort of knowledge is you. So you've been thinking, dang, if I let go of A, B, and C, will I be able to start again and actually build a new foundation? And yes, you will. You have enough strength already, but I feel like you already knew that. Maybe your self-esteem may be tampered with, and so you're doubting. You cannot doubt with something that's divine. So look at why you're doubting. Look at why you're confused in your reasoning. And also put that burden down, whatever it may be. Go into hermit mode, analyze what you need to put down, and end it. Put a death to it. It's not there. It's not necessary anymore. It's not necessary for you to be in that same cycle with karmics again. In the 6 of Swords, you're being guided to move away from turbulent waters, anything that disturbs your peace. With the 9 of Wands, they've actually been trying to tell you from the very beginning, but you haven't really seen it. And with the King of Wands, yes, away from chameleons, reptilians, it's a burden. They're burdens. So what can you do about it? With Kali being the mother of the universe and maybe a mother figure, you need to move away. It's very simple, really. There's too much opposite energies. You cannot live with literally someone that's trying to destroy you constantly. Not only that, but you cannot live with someone that's not bringing clarity. That all they're doing is that all they're causing is emotional trauma rather than emotional harmony. It's not the same thing. So with the Chariot, you're going to get the clarity that you need in order to move forward once you step into hermit mode and you analyze. Could you give me more on the Destroyer? You have to leave everything that's destroying you behind in order to start a new life. Yeah, with the Ace of, yeah, we have 3 aces on the table. Definitely a new beginning, regardless if you want it or not. You may be feeling sort of confused right now, but that's because you haven't taken the pause to listen. Yep. Could you give me more on the Destroyer? A Tower moment. There may be a Tower moment. Now, the Tower in the Tarot is actually the house of God. As I said, judgment season is upon us. That's not a bad thing if you're not a karmic. If you're a karmic, that's a different story. With the 3 of Swords, yeah. I was actually under black magic, mainly in the heart space. So if you've been feeling really just not yourself, your energy is off, it may be black magic in the heart space. If you've gotten like a feeling of stabbing, like last night in the dream state, between dreams, someone did basically kind of just punch me in the heart and it hurt like a bitch, but whatever. Anyway, with the 7 of Wands, they're saying once you acknowledge the pain, do your best to heal it. That's all you need to unblock this mental prison or this type of regret thing. You may be feeling kind of regretful of destroying certain connections. Not destroying the cords of attachment from them. But you shouldn't, because that's exactly what you're being guided to do. Especially, it could be with a father. You may have felt the need to balance things out, but all it left you in was the same cycle. You thought it would come to something, but it really didn't. It really didn't. It actually put you right into the Tower again with conflict, rejection, aggressiveness. Yeah, same bullshit. Same soup, just reheated, if you will. With Justice, now that we're in Libra season, this is definitely going to get balanced out. And for you, if you're not the one that has been causing the pain, matter of fact, if you've been trying to do the healing for the person, which you shouldn't, I do not recommend that. It's a waste of fucking time. Personally, I've already tried that. Didn't fucking work, so I give up. Not on me, on the person. I give up. I do not care anymore. Sometimes when you feed someone that is these type of people, karmics are always the type of people that regardless how many times you forgive them, you comprehend them, you give them compassion, you give them love, all they know how to do is bite the hand that they're getting fed with. That's all they do. That's all they do. They do not do anything else apart from sabotage. That's all they know how to do, because they're completely operating from a reptilian mind. And why is that? Because they're literally not connected to themselves. And you cannot attempt to heal with an entity. You can't do it. It makes no sense. Even I knew that, and I was still trying to do it. And that's not what you're destined here to do. Waste time on karmics. The karmics will never bring any good. That's why they're a karmic. But to actually put that into a perspective, especially if it's a loved one, is very hard. You're like, wow, I can't believe I'm living with a fucking entity. But there we are. Yeah, with the magician, all they're doing is fucking doing voodoo, doing magic, trying to manifest more bullshit, trying to manifest your fucking fall down, your breakdown. That's all they do. That's all they know how to do, is create chaos and destruction in a negative manner. Yeah, this type of fragmentation of the soul, this type of division, especially when they're full of entities, it comes from another source. They're not in touch with themselves. Not only that, if they were messed with in some sort of way in their childhood, they're like, what do you think is going to happen? A lot of karmics are childish. They're acting out of child wounding. And they do not see it. They don't see that them and their family is a problem. They don't see it. They lack discernment. They lack connection to spirit. That's why they're constantly in the 9 of Swords. Constantly. And they're constantly trying to look for someone to do their work with the 2 of Cups. All they're looking for is contracts and attaching themselves to people so that the person will do their work for them. They do not want to see their wounds. And regardless if you tell them nicely, if you tell them bad, if they just don't want to hear it, and that's okay. That's okay. You know, with The Exorcist, yeah, you may be trying to liberate other people of their like destructive impulsiveness, but you can't. You can't do everyone's job. That's their job. That's their trauma. It's not yours. With the tower, yeah, let them have their tower moment. They're gonna fall flat on their face, and that's their business, really. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones that didn't invest into their healing. They're the ones that invested into karmic fuckery constantly, lifetime after lifetime. So, I mean, what can you really do about it? Nothing. Just keep it pushing. You can't really do much. And it's really none of your business. Could you give me more on the tower, please? All you need to do is cut them off. Literally. Well, not literally. Do not stab anyone. But I'm trying to say is, well, shit, I don't know about that. Yo, the Four of Cups. Listen, months ago, I'm going to say even last year, the universe has been trying to give them an olive branch. The universe has been trying to give them messages. They've actually put divine people in the middle of karmic fuckery to bring a message, and they just do not listen because they're away from God's speech. They do not hear God. What can you do? What can you do if someone doesn't hear God? You can't do anything about that. That's between them and God. Not you. You have nothing to do with that. That's them. They don't listen to God. They don't listen to Spirit. So what can you do about it? You can't force them. On the contrary, they're constantly listening to entities rather than an actual spirit. They don't even double check. That's how you know they're dumb. Yeah, you're being told to completely move away. You know why? Because this tower about to hit the hard way. When I said the hard way, the universe is about to completely reject these people. And by reject, I mean take away their spiritual protection. They're not going to see the light of day again. They're not going to see light again. Because light was already there. Light was there. You were given someone that was going to, show you the way, pave the way, show you the darkness in order for you to get to the light. And you chose not to see it. So, I mean, you can't complain later. You can't complain later when that same fuckery that you've been investing in lifetime after lifetime comes back to bite you in the ass, and you have to work through it regardless. That's the thing that also karmics don't understand, that you're going to have to do it anyway. Yeah, you can, extend it. Maybe the trauma that you should have healed at 16, yeah, you can extend it till 26. Yeah, you can. But you're going to have to do it anyway. So what's the point? But karmics don't think that far. Karmics just thinking now. They're like, that's uncomfortable. I'm not going to do that. But then they make other people uncomfortable. Or they try and integrate themselves in other people's lives. Yeah. They have not invested in their own stability. And stability takes different shapes and forms. Yes, they may have invested financially. Yes, they may have invested in the material realm. Yes, they may have invested in cars and money and clothes and shit. But what does that do if you're fucking traumatized? It doesn't do anything. You can have 3 Ferraris, but if you're fucked up in the head, what else can you do apart from drive them and crash? Nothing. You can't do anything. It makes no sense. Yeah, you can have 3 houses, but you're fucking alone. You can't even connect to spirit. You can't even talk to anyone. You can't even talk to yourself. All you hear is voices from entities that you owe. With the 8 of Wands. That's all you know. That's all you know. You're going to be alone regardless. They were extended an olive branch and they rejected it, so now it's judgment season. And this is the only way they're going to learn, because you can't teach them. Divine beings constantly, we're always trying to teach people, but at the end of the day, if they don't want to listen, they don't. And that's okay. And that's valid. That's their life. When the 10 of Wands, yeah, put that burden down, because when the tower hits, if you're too close, you're going to get karma. Yeah? Especially if it's a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Yeah, ooh, it's going to be painful. Painful. Definitely. Because this has been going on for way too long. And at the end of the day, your mission is not to heal karmics. Matter of fact, it's the complete opposite. You're here to give the tools to other divine people, not karmics. Karmics don't know what the fuck to do with their tools. All they know how to do is destroy. They don't do anything else. All they do is destroy. They don't know anything else. And it's sad, but it's true. So, could you clarify Kali, please? Yeah, the mother. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. A lot of you, including myself, this constant cycle of trying to nurture your own mother. For what? For what? Isn't it supposed to be the other way around? You can't nurture a grown woman. Like, it makes no sense. Karmic mothers, they're about to be in the Eight of Swords and the Five of Wands. Why? Because they chose to stagnate. They chose to not change their point of view. They chose not to, mature emotionally or even get connected to spirit or God. And so you're being guided to move away because the tower is about to hit. And once it hits, they're going to be forced to change regardless. Change is constant. You can't just sit there and expect everything to be the same for the next 10 years. That makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. It sounds like nonsense. With the Ace of Wands, yeah. They're definitely going to get... I'm hearing a stick up the ass. I don't know what that means. But it's funny. Yeah. They got and they're literally going to... Yeah. Oh, dang. A lot of you are actually going to get an opportunity, a creative opportunity. And that's going to irritate the shit out of them. But not because they actually care. It's because they couldn't actually profit off of it. And that's kind of sad, really. Yeah, with the Knight of Swords, you may get a ton of aggressive messages later. You know what? They're showing me that meme of when you say something in the family group chat, and then suddenly you get like 10 calls, 15 messages. Same thing. Yeah, with the Knight of Swords, you may get a lot of aggression. A lot of karmics, whenever you cut yourself out of that space of the ancestral DNA that makes no fucking sense and is full of fuckery, they do not like it. All they do is start to attack. Not only do they attack, they will do anything. They become literally psychotic, and it's fucking bizarre. It really is. It really is. With the moon, yeah, a lot of them are tied to other shit, and they don't even know it. Subconsciously, they're tied to bullshit. They're tied to complete demons, and they don't even know it. And then the demon just acts through them to attack you. So you need to move the fuck out. If you're living with if your landlord is a fucking entity, if you live with a cousin, a partner, an ex-partner, a friend, and they start to attack you, don't be surprised. It's an entity. It's an entity. And that person is there just to watch you and create the Nine of Swords for you. That's all they're there. That's their job as a karmic. Yeah, with the Knight of Wands. Who knows what they might do? Especially with the sexual power. There's been so much courting. There's been so much black magic on the sacral. Because with the sacral, you can manifest literal paradise. And by your damn self. You don't even need anyone else. A lot of people are like, you need your twin. No, you don't. You are your twin. You literally embody both divine feminine and divine masculine. So who really needs a partner? That's a false message. It's a completely false message. Look at Isis. Isis did not need Osiris at all. She had sex one time by herself and there was a baby. So I mean, really, with temperance, yeah, the balancing out of the divine feminine and divine masculine. A lot of you have actually managed to do that. A lot of you have gone through forgiveness of self. Compassion for yourself rather than compassion for these karmics. Karmics, in my humble opinion, do not deserve compassion because they know what the fuck they be doing. The minute you decided to let an entity run you, that's your business, really. Like, how's it going to be my fault you're in the Eight of Swords? Or how's it my fault that you're in spiritual court? That's not my fault. That's your fault. How's it my fault that you're blind? Imagine. That's tomfoolery. No. A lot of them also, they may be stalking now. These I'm sorry. But these damn divine masculines, all they do is do the same fuckery over and over again. Why? Because they're most of the time being completely absorbed by these karmic entities. Literally, divine masculines get attention just so that karmics can attack the divine feminine. It's not even about him. He's just a vessel. Yeah, it's to work through them. Work through them. That's all they do. That's all they do. With the Page of Pentacles. They can't even offer shit most of the time. Yeah, you may be an emperor energetically, but are you an emperor in real life? No. So then what the fuck? What's the point? So a lot of you, as I said or attempted to say in last time I recorded, a lot of you are noticing that, hello, like union is already inside you. So why are you so anxious about it? Or why are you so sad about it? When it's literally right there. It's like right here. Why are you sad? There's no need to... Oh, those flew out. They nearly shot me in the face. Deadass, not me getting shot by tarot cards. Now that would be fun, wouldn't it? Yeah, there is no confusion anymore. This type of going back and forth about, oh, but is he a divine? Like, who gives a fuck? Who cares? Is he stable? How does he feel? Who cares? We need to move forward from that, transform that stupid shit. Because it's not like you don't have the knowledge. You do have the knowledge. So why are we here? Just holding on, just grabbing, trying to, just run the narrative the entire time. Like, you're divine masculine, okay, he's divine and what? He's not doing anything with it, so what's the point? What's the point in having a gift if all you're going to do is fuckery? With the 2 of Wands and they can't even manage to work with their spirit guides. So what's the point? It's a waste of time, in my opinion. Yeah, all you do is get left out in the cold time and time again. Over and over and over again. Because that's all they know how to do. And that's not your fault. They have childhood trauma and they're constantly going to do the same thing until they heal it. And they don't want to heal it. And that's okay. They don't have to if they don't want to. Would it be smart? Yes. Is it the high vibrational timeline? Yes, most definitely. With the 5 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles, that's the 8. Yeah, they should work on it. But are they going to, though? We got to start being realistic with people. Like, yeah, they could be A, B, and C. Let's stop looking at the potential and start looking at what they have to offer right now. Because if they don't have shit to offer but being impulsive, being indecisive, being fucking childish, then you might as well just move along by your damn self. Might as well. Yeah, because, trying to get into contracts with people that just have no fucking purpose. What's the point? What's the point? With the 6 of Wands, you actually have a purpose. You actually are the protagonist. So why are you in fuckery? It makes no sense. That makes no sense. Yeah, with the Page of Wands, it's actually being really naive. Like, extremely naive. Extremely naive. Especially when it comes to conflict with the Divine Masculine. Like, there is no conflict here. The Divine Masculine feels no type of way about having karmics around, being in karmic fuckery, being a complete alcoholic, I don't fucking know, selling drugs. He doesn't care. He really, dead ass, there's no sort of feeling about it. So why are we here? With Justice, y'all need to balance that shit out. Because he's not going nowhere. With the Hangman, let's be real here. Let's be real here. They're gonna hold on till the wheels fall off. To their stupid confusion, their delusional ass minds, their delusional ass thinking that you have to be subservient to them and stupid shit like that. And then they're gonna regret it when the tower hits. You know what's so funny? The minute that y'all move on and the tower hits, they're gonna regret that shit super bad. But I don't think you're gonna regret it anymore. Yeah, that's when communication will most likely come. But please do not get confused that communication is out of desperation, is out of salvation. Karmics literally smell when the tower is about to hit and they start acting nice. It's the stupid loop of, oh my days, I'm gonna abuse you, and then whenever I need something or I'm about to get karma, I'm gonna go close to you again. Why? Because you're divine and you have protection and you don't really get karma like that. Why? Because you're not stupid like me. So I'm gonna just be close to you so I don't get karma. Or if I do, we both get it because I don't want to be alone. That's how karmics literally operate. All they do is start fuckery, then they can't even handle the fuckery that they start, and then they look for divine beings for them to clear their karma for them. That's all they do over and over and over again. And you can see it anywhere. For example, if there's a karmic man, all he does is do karmic fuckery, do sex rituals, do this, do that, be fucking drugged the entire day, abuse children, do stupid shit like that. And then what does he do? Look for a spiritual woman Then he completely bastardizes her, turns her into a fucking demon, and the cycle repeats. And then they have children. You see what I'm trying to say? So this type of fuckery needs to be cut out. Cut out. Go into hermit mode. Do not fucking talk to anyone. Mind your business. And get the fuck up where you're staying. Because the tower is going to hit regardless. It's going to hit regardless, whether you want to, whether you don't, whether you're comfortable with it, whether you're not. Like, it's going to do regardless. I mean, what's the point in staying? Yeah, you need to speak up about that. Yeah. With the 501s, yeah, fuckery, just conflict, constantly. With the 8 of Cups, yeah, you need to move out of that and actually go and do your own thing. Build your own foundation and mind your business. Also, enjoy the fruit on your tree, because you're the one that earned it through sitting and listening to the messages of the Most High. No one can take that away from you. At all. Not even if they try. I mean, they've been trying for how long now? A lot of you divine feminists have been on this journey for like a decade straight. No one can take that shit from you. I mean, like, unless you want to give it to them, it's not really gonna happen. That's an illusion. Do not let these karmics fool you. Like, they really have no fucking power because they have no self-esteem at all, and they don't even listen to God. They may act like they do, but that's not the same as actually doing it. Yeah, with the exorcist, you need to cut that shit out. Banish these demons once and for all. Cut them out, block them, do not talk to them, do not speak on them. Do not even be near them if you can avoid it. If you can avoid it, even better. Do not be anywhere near them. Do not associate yourself with them. Do not look them in the eye. Tell them to fuck off and just keep it pushing. Mind your business. Because all they're going to do constantly is sabotage. And at the end of the day, it's basically spiritual suicide. That's the thing that these karmics don't understand. The more you try and sabotage your divine being, the more you're sabotaging yourself. Not only sabotaging yourself, but you're destroying yourself. You can't put something out and expect that shit to not come right the fuck back by tenfold. So a lot of you, y'all need to do a return to sender. That's what y'all need to do, a return to sender. Return that shit right back. Someone wants to do black magic, return it. Hit that return to sender. Once you see them crippled, or fucking ugly, or straight up like their back has broken, that's when you're gonna know who did it. Do a return to sender. Someone put an evil eye on you, do return to sender. Let's see how they feel when they can't fucking eat. And when they need to vomit constantly because of the stupid shit that they're doing. And that's just the only way that these karmics learn is through destruction of themselves. Because they hate themselves to the point that they will do anything but heal. If you actually loved yourself, like you so claim, because a lot of karmics are like self-love, self-empowerment, and then they can't even heal though. Oh, self this, self that, and they don't even go to therapy. Like, are you sure? Because that doesn't even sound right. Are you sure? Are you sure? Because that don't sound right. How are you going to say, love yourself, love this, love that, love is everything, love here, love that, but then you don't even love yourself though. And all you're constantly doing is lying to people and lying to yourself about it. A lot of karmics are in the spiritual community, and a lot of karmics are in like humanitarian causes, and a lot of karmics are especially involved with children. Why? So that they can completely manipulate them again. All they're trying to do is recreate generational trauma. Why? Because they have no discernment about what is actually favorable and what isn't. Who is God and who isn't. Karmics are not God. They may think they are, but they're not. A lot of karmics are like, oh, I talk to this goddess, I talk to that goddess, I talk to this, I talk to that. You're talking to a demon that's lying to you the entire time. Because you really think a demon is going to tell the truth? Let's not be fucking stupid neither. A lot of karmics are like, oh, I'll put black magic on you, I'll end your life. Really? Because if I hit this return to sender, bitch, are you not going to be dead? Please, let's not be stupid neither. Let's not be dumb. Because divine beings are always going to be one step ahead. Always. No matter the battle. No matter the battle. I mean, look at Archangel Michael. Like, hello. Karmics are really stupid. Don't let them get into your head like that. Because then you become stupid. Imagine trying to understand a karmic. Nah, not anymore, bitch. Me personally, I'm done with it. Like, I really don't care about them anymore. Like, they're just broken, bro. They're just children that are broken in adult bodies attached to a complete entity. That's all they are. To me, personally. They have nothing to show for it. They have nothing to do in this life. And the things that they do, they try and exaggerate them so much. They're like, oh, I built an empire. Girl, you rented a house. Like, it's not that deep, you know? Or they're like, oh, I did this, I did that. And all they did was traumatize their children the entire fucking time. It's like, really? Really? Like, are you being truthful here? Put that on your head. Are you being truthful here? Are you sure? Or like, they'll be like, oh, I'm pure, I'm this, I'm that. And then their heart is heavy with hatred and envy and jealousy. And it's like, are you sure though? Because I don't think Matt would say the same. Are you sure though? I don't know about that. You know, so don't get fooled by these karmics in this matrix, because their matrix is literally their home. They're comfortable with it because it's their home. To them, that's balance. To them, chaos, destruction, racism, sexism, homophobia, to them, that's balance. Why? Because they profit from it. All the time. It's not a new thing. And they celebrate it too. They're like, oh my days, yay. Another politician that sacrificed thousands of people. Yes, let's celebrate. Like, they really like it. And people don't see that. That's the craziest part. Why? Because a lot of them are blind. Like, how are you going to rely on a politician? A politician, a whole reptilian, to heal your country. Do you really think that, like, the Indians or the Native Americans or people from like just native tribes, like, do you really think they went to a politician to heal generational trauma? Hell no. To bring law and justice to this earth? No, they didn't. They didn't follow anything. And if a leader was being rude or disrespectful or just being karmic, then they would die. Because how are you going to try and sacrifice other people and not sacrifice yourself? The fuck? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. They're giving me the movie Apocalipto. It's from the Mayan tribes. Maybe we need to look into that. Yeah, with the magician. You actually manifested this transformation. Not only did you manifest it, you did the work. You put in the work. Because work is not just going to a 9-to-5, hating your life, and then coming home and abusing your children. That's not doing your shadow work. All you're doing is being a karmic. There's a clear dichotomy. I mean, look at this. You're not going to compare because you can't. It's impossible. A lot of karmics claim they're, I'm a divine feminine, I this, I that, and all they do all day is just fucking, I don't know, stalk other people, obsess other people, fucking try and cause chaos, do black magic on them, and it's like, are you sure? I don't know who told you that. Yeah, with the 10 of Pentacles, like, their version of abundance is nowhere near abundance. Or they think that financial stability is like, ooh, like that's the end all be all. And but you know more than that though. But you know that that's not really it. Because what's the point? As I said, what's the point in having all of this stupid wealth? And then you're fucking broken, looking for help outside of you, blocking your own self, your own work to heal yourself and be in union with yourself. What's the point then? I don't know, to me it's kind of dumb. It's like, okay, so you have this money, good for you, now what? And all they sit there is just, they don't know what else to do. Because they're money-making machines, they don't really do much else. That's all they do. All they do is orchestrate stupid shit. Also, if you're getting gang-stalked or stalked online by these karmics, first of all, I would say delete social media, completely delete any type of information on you. But also, remember that if you're high vibrational and you ask for protection, and if you put the violet flame on all your social media, that shit is gonna bounce right the fuck back. The more they watch, the less they see. The closer they are, or they think, because they're delusional, remember. The closer they think they are to you, the further away they are. They have no idea. A lot of karmics, you know what they do? They go as far as trying to steal other people's shit. And that's also delusional. Because you don't have that same info. And that's okay. That's not a bad thing. For you to think that you have to change yourself or restrict your own destiny in order to steal someone else's is kind of stupid, really, if you think about it. It serves no purpose. But here we are. That's all they think about. That literally is really